Hello again and welcome to our next training movie. Now we will perform the design for area and beam elements. Depending on the design code and the system, SSD offers different tasks for design. For our slab, it has automatically created those for the design of area elements, design parameters of area elements, design ULS, and design SLS. The task, Design Parameters of Area Elements, allows to define the parameters for each group separately. There are 4 different types of reinforcement: 2 layers, orthogonal 2 layers, 3 layers, and circular. The presetting is an orthogonal reinforcement with 2 layers. The direction and distance of the outer and inner reinforcement have to be defined here. The distance is measured from the center of the reinforcement. Settings for the reinforcement are mainly necessary for the design in serviceability limit state. You can specify the diameter of the reinforcement, a minimum and maximum value. Finally, with crack control, you can define a maximum crack width and steel stresses here. If you want to define different parameters for any group, select New. Click in the area selection and choose the desired groups. Then define the new parameters. Because we only want to have an orthogonal reinforcement for further calculation, we are going to delete our changes. When done, leave the task with OK. The settings of this task are now available in the database for all following calculations. First, the design of the area elements in the ultimate limit state will be done. The table shows all load cases that might be used here. All load cases of the ultimate design combination are pre-selected. In column M, all load cases are selected, which include area element forces for an area design with program BIMS. In column AA, all load cases are selected, which include area element bedding and support forces. And column B is for all load cases including forces for a beam design with AQB. The shear reinforcement has to be defined on the next tab. The program will do a punching design. The bending reinforcement may not exceed 1.5% of the concrete cross-section area. Outside the punching area, the bending reinforcement is limited to 0.2% of the concrete cross-section area. The program attempts to avoid shear reinforcement but increases bending reinforcement up to this ratio. More information on punching design can be found in the Manual of BIMS, Chapter 2, Theoretical Principles. You can define more parameters for design on the tab, Control Parameters. We don't have to make any changes here. If you want to know more about these, please refer to the Manual of BIMS and the design code. The tabs, Text Output, and Graphical Output, are the same as you have seen before. Having checked all input, we can click OK and close the dialog to start the calculation. Secondly, the design of the area elements in the serviceability limit state will be done. The crack width will be checked according to defined standards. As in ULS, all possible load cases are listed in the table. All load cases of the permanent combination are pre-selected here. The program offers 2 possibilities to limit crack width. Either BIMS checks the diameters of the reinforcement with tables of the design code, or you can manually enter a maximum value for the crack width. The other tabs of this task are the same as the ones of the last task. We can use all presettings and start the design calculation by clicking OK. After the design of the area elements, we also have to design the T-beam. First, we are going to insert a new group into the task tree, Design Beams. Then we are adding the 2 corresponding tasks, design ULS beams, and design SLS beams. The design tasks for the beam elements are mostly self-explanatory. Thus we will use the option, Calculate immediately, by leaving the dialog with the OK button. In this movie, we showed you how to perform the ULS and SLS design check for area and beam elements. For the area elements, it was necessary to define the design parameters first. The results could be checked easily inside the report browser output. Thank you for watching this tutorial movie.